Happy Wednesday!
I'm Nancy.
I'm Cece.
And I'm Liz. And this is
Let Me Call My Sis. And we are opening up today. If you're watching on video, you can see that Lisa and I both have our Post Malone and Jelly Roll. We have our merch. We went to their concert on Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm like looking at Nancy, because I just know that we're already gonna get hate and we haven't even started talking yet. As soon as I started showing off my shirt, she's looking at me, she's like, she's just nodding her head, kind of like, yep. And I wasn't there.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah,
it was an amazing concert. Jelly Roll was such a vibe. So funny story.
Oh.
I went on TikTok and I saw that Jelly Roll was supposed to start at 7:30.
Oh, and then I sent it
to Christina.
Get over
and I'm
it.
like, he's gonna be there at 7:30. Like, he's opening. And she's like, no, he's not gonna be there at 7:30. Like, that's not gonna happen. Can you let me finish talking? That's not gonna happen. Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, this is like someone that went to the tour and like they said he was gonna pop up at 7:30. Whatever. So we get there like at 7:35. I think.
No, we did not.
7:35, 7:36, maybe something like that. And then all we hear as we're getting out of the van, Jelly Roll talking, and she's like, "No, that's not him. That's not him." And
Loki, I knew it was him, but I was dying inside because if y'all know Jelly Roll, you know he has those passionate like speeches. As soon as I heard someone talking with like that shit, I was like, I was like, it's him.
Yeah. And then we missed the song I'm Not Okay.
We didn't miss it. We were trying to walk to our section as it was playing.
We missed it. And we missed his speech as soon as he started talking. We missed that. And yeah, so funny story, I guess, right? It's not really anything out of the ordinary.
Nancy, I asked you this earlier. Have me and you ever, because I go to more concerts with you. I haven't gone to that many with Elise. Have we ever been to a concert where they actually start at the time that they're supposed to, or a half hour after?
Yeah, Bad Bunny. We were late too because of you. Oh, wow.
No, we fucking
were. Yes, we were.
We were not late.
Yes, we were. Remember? Because we were walking in and then we heard them already. It was.
Oh, we did. I forgot about that.
And I think it was I forgot what song, but it was a song that we liked too. And then
no, wait, hold on. My memory's coming back for Bad Bunny. We were in traffic for like over an hour.
Because of who?
Was that because of me?
It wasn't because of me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Maybe you're just a bad person to go to concerts with.
No, but with that one, like, I was running late. Like, that was the issue. Like, it was late.
But you're always running late.
No. But I'm saying with her, we were intending on getting there past that time because I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it. I was like, he's not going to go off until like 8.
And what happened?
Okay, I know you're going to give me shit right now, but like, whatever. I went with you to Carol G and we got there so early that we had time to walk around.
Yeah.
We had time to take pictures. So, like,
we did.
I get it. This sucks. But also, like, when it was your favorite artist, who you were dying for, who you cried for when we gave you your fucking tickets.
Oh my gosh.
I made sure that we were there.
We were there. We were able to take pictures.
Like we were.
Isn't that nice? It is nice. It's very nice.
It's something that you're supposed to appreciate, and you're gonna turn it around and give me shit. Like, we had time to walk around, stroll around, and like we saw people as they were filling the seats. Like, we were there hella fucking early.
Yeah, we were.
And we got really good photos, and it was great. Anyways, I don't know why she's choosing to focus on that. The concert itself was amazing.
It was.
We had a fucking blast. It was so good. We were. So I'm just gonna get it from both ends today, huh? I can't make you happy because we were late, and I can't make her happy because I'm talking about the concert that she didn't go to.
No, just keep going.
Well, okay, to be fair, Lise and I were looking at that concert for weeks, and we completely forgot about it, did we not?
Yeah.
Literally the night before, I texted her and I was like,
because we were uncertain if we wanted to go, because we were like, we don't really know like their new songs. Like,
we didn't know what they were gonna play, so we're like, and we just kind of saw that at one point, and we were like, oh, bet, let's go, and then just didn't really think about it. And then I was on Facebook and it said like, oh, an event you were interested in is coming like up, and it was the day before, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Sent her the screenshot of the tickets, and I was like, okay, they're a little pricey, but let's just check them tomorrow morning, and if they just happen to drop, then we'll go, and if not, then no. I check it in the morning, and they were $100 cheaper than the night before, and then we were on the phone and we're like, fuck it, let's go.
We were still debating though.
We were still debating, and we're like, And then like maybe a half hour later, we're like, let's just do it.
Yeah. Because I saw his set list on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, he's playing a lot of his OG songs, and it was a really good concert. It was a really good concert.
It was really fun.
I Fall Apart album was on there too.
Oh
Stoney album.
He played a lot of his new like country songs and everything, but then all of his OG throwbacks that were like obsessed
he ended with congratulations.
And me and Elise went fucking hard. I have the cringiest videos of us. You see us. I have it from like the beginning of them.
You were drunk, so I would expect that.
Yeah, I was drunk. Okay, I was that sober, first of all.
I didn't. I hadn't.
Are you serious right now? I throw a concert every road trip we go on.
I'm not saying not sing, but
yeah,
you do get obnoxious when you're drunk, so I could just imagine.
I don't get obnoxious. My personality really? If you want to talk about obnoxious, you get obnoxious when you're drunk.
And that's why I don't drink.
I'm not obnoxious. So are you. So are you. First of all, you're either fun when you're drunk and like we're fine, or how many times have I called you that we fight when you're drinking? Like I don't like drinking with you if Tyler's not there. If Tyler's there, we're good. Like we are so good. Like me and you will get along, whatever. Tyler's not there, every single time we have to like bicker about something and like go back and forth about something.
I don't even remember when was the last time that happened.
Because you're always mean to me when you're drunk. And if Tyler's not there, you're mean to me.
That's not true.
Yes, you are. All the time. Oh my God. But if he's there, you're chill. Because he has your attention. And I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever.
That's not true.
Yes. Like if y'all think they're mean to me now, oh my God. It gets worse. But
you're
anyways,
full of it.
I'm not full of it. We always fight.
I'm gonna bring him in the podcast.
Bring him up. We'll bring him in like one of the near future episodes.
I don't even remember when was the last time we argued. What are you talking about?
Every time when we would go out all the time, like when y'all and Tyler were just dating before you were married and stuff, every single time.
Yeah, she would text me or call me and be like, bro, I cannot with your sister.
Yeah, I would always complain about it. I'd be like, I don't know what the hell I do to her. She's such a jerk to me every time we drink and we're like out together. But if Tyler's there... Like, we're good.
I don't remember that at all.
I'm sure you don't. I do. I have the trauma from it.
Well, guys, as we were saying, the concert was amazing.
If you guys have the opportunity, because they're still going on tour right now, so if you guys have the opportunity to see them, we highly recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it. Especially if you've been a Posey fan for a few years. Yeah. It's really nice. I recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like Jelly Roll like that.
You don't like either of them
You don't like either of them like that. We like both of them a lot. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure Post Malone was going to play the ones I knew.
Yeah. Which he did for the most part. And then some of the songs we actually ended up liking, one of his new songs.
Yeah, they were really good. And then he played I Had Some Help with him and Morgan Wallen.
And then you went with Morgan Wallen. I forgot what the name of it is. The one on his album.
I
forgot the
name. Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He played, as soon as they started with I Had Some Help, me and Christina jumped out of our seats.
Oh my God, yeah. I think the ladies next to us were like, what the fuck? Because we were jamming. We were like going hard the whole concert. But then the beginning, like the first few notes, we and her literally jumped up as soon as that happened to get ready to sing. And then Elise left me. And we're like jamming there and I'm singing and I'm having a good time. And then at one point I turned to like jam with her. And the seat's empty. I'm like, where the fuck did she go? And I'm like looking around, and she had gone down under in front because you could have gotten closer. She didn't even tell me. She just left, and I see her down there dancing and like singing, and I'm like,
it's because where I was sitting, there was like a gap between the stair and the seat. So like my left foot was like kind of going in that gap, so I couldn't really like do anything without like risking falling. So I was like, let me just go down there. And I did tell you, but you were too busy jamming where you didn't hear me. So I was like, I'm just leaving.
Yeah, I just turned and I'm like, oh, okay, she's just gone.
Yeah,
but it was a fun time. We had a really good time.
Really good time.
Okay, so as you guys know, we start off every episode with a would you rather question, and today we are going to be hearing from Lise.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Unprepared. As we were starting the podcast today, right before we started rolling, I was like, all right, Lise, you're up today, right? She's like, what? I thought it was Nancy.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
It just makes more sense. It's like me, you, Nancy.
It goes from oldest to youngest. The haircut's fucking with her.
Okay,
she
ready?
got her haircut yesterday, guys, for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, it's really short.
Yeah. I like you with short hair, though. I think it looks cuter on you.
Ready?
Yes. All right.
Okay. It says, would you rather have the power to never feel physical pain or never feel emotional pain?
Huh? Okay, I heard you. I just...
Physical?
Yeah, like you like bust your knee, you like break an arm. Or emotional pain, like when you get your heart broken, Or when a dog dies and you get like really sad.
That's a tough one because I feel like initially I want to say physical because I'm like, well, why the fuck would anybody pick?
You would say emotional?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because pain doesn't really bother me. Like, I'll get over that.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's that was my initial thing. I'm like, well, why would anyone choose to not feel physical pain over emotional? But then that kind of makes sense because, the emotional pain in theory sounds great that you wouldn't have to feel that. But then would you really feel love and stuff if you're not feeling the pain as well?
Well, it's emotional pain, not like your emotion overall.
Emotional pain.
Yeah.
Right, I know.
So like you would still feel like that love affection. Yeah. It's just pain.
You just wouldn't feel it when they're gone?
Yeah, like a heartbreak. Yeah. You wouldn't feel that pain.
But you would feel the love.
You would feel the love. You would feel all the positive sides.
Explain it to her again.
Shut the fuck up. I'm just trying to make a decision here.
It's just if you were...
you guys know I go deeper with everything than I should. So don't act brand new. I want to go peel off the layers. So keep going. So explain it.
I'm saying like, okay, like let's say right now, like me and Oliver are together, right? Like we're in love. We feel all of that. But like if tomorrow we break up, I won't feel that emotional pain, like that emotional heartbreak.
But she'll feel the love.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just saying, would that change like the quality of life for you?
No.
Not necessarily.
No?
Not at all.
But I'm saying, would you like maybe not really care as much about shit because you're not gonna get hurt?
Nothing is gonna change. Nothing is gonna change.
You're thinking way too much into it.
And nothing's gonna change. The only thing that's gonna change is that you're not gonna feel that heaviness in your heart if something were to happen. Like let's say tomorrow Comet dies.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like
your heart isn't gonna break. You're not gonna be crying.
But that would change you.
But if you break your ankle like you love to do.
I sprained my ankle, first of all. Fun fact, Nancy, my entire freaking life has threatened to send me to physical therapy to learn how to walk because I've sprained...
I still think you need
I've sprained my right ankle, I think, 6 times. And I recently, at the beginning of this year, actually, I sprained my left one for the first time.
It was the beginning of the year,
yeah.
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 And my niece Elena's turning out just like me.
I know. I'm gotta get you guys walking lessons.
Whatever.
So you wouldn't feel that pain.
Yeah.
I would just think that the pain sucks, but it's a part of life. Either pain.
Yes, but that wasn't the question.
Yeah.
I know. I'm saying I wouldn't get rid of either. Like,
well, you have to pick one.
You wouldn't get rid of physical pain or emotional pain.
I know.
I think I would get rid of physical pain.
I know. I was going to say, you have a very low tolerance for physical pain.
Yeah.
So I would think you would choose physical pain.
I feel like my tolerance is higher than it used to be.
Maybe.
Like years ago, I couldn't take anything.
I don't think that's true. I think it got worse.
I think I have more physical tolerance, more tolerance for physical pain than you do.
No, you have a more physical tolerance with tattoos.
Yeah,
but true. As far as everything else, no.
I mean, how old were you when you rode the train?
What does that have to do with physical injuries or physical pain?
Well, that's
y'all just be so mean to me today for no fucking reason.
No, because you're just like mom, bro. Te cuidas de más, you know. Yeah. So
you're not that tough. I don't know where you get this.
No, the toughest one is her.
Yeah, I think that's the only tough one between us.
No, I'm not tough
and
at all.
I don't even know where I got that from.
You got it from dad.
I thought it was dad, but
well, it was dad like his whole life.
But between me and you, I'm tougher than you.
I don't know if you are.
Yeah. But between the 3 of us, it's you.
Yeah.
And that's like, without even...
Yeah, it's for sure Nancy.
Yeah. But for me personally, I would do the emotional pain.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you would get rid of the emotional pain?
I would get rid of the emotional pain.
You?
Yeah, emotional.
Emotional?
Yeah.
I don't like either.
Because I can handle physical.
Yeah, I just don't like...
But could you imagine giving birth and, like, you guys don't feel it? I would think with you guys, you're about to pop. Like, you really wouldn't get rid of your physical pain instead?
Because that heals. No. I feel like emotional fucks with your head.
I mean, I had a C-section and I was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Emotional fucks with your head.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't have to go to postpartum. Like...
Yeah, because that's all mental stuff.
Yeah, so
you would just always be okay.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Always, you're just always happy. You're never down. There's never pain inside of you.
Yeah. I don't like questions like this because I'm just like...
I would think you would choose that one because you're.
I hate
because I think you're the
like emotional pain. Yeah,
like you're more emotional than all of us.
I have a fear for loss. That's what my therapist told me. Like that's like what I fear the most out of anything is loss. Like having to experience that.
Yeah, I know. Like
so, I guess
that's why she can't even talk about Comet without getting like.
Who said I can't talk about Comet?
You see?
Oh my God! Can you imagine when he dies?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna take a vacation, like away from her.
I would be here. I was literally about to be like, oh, finally this episode's turning around. You would take vacation time just to console me and like make sure I'm okay. I was gonna be so shocked right now. I was gonna be like, oh my God, she like really cares about me.
No, I'm over here saying that I'm never gonna be able to leave her alone.
Thank you. That's what I was expecting. I'm like, oh my God, you would take time off from work to make sure I'm okay.
The most obnoxious person person
Yeah, she will. She's gonna be crying.
She's gonna be doing the most.
The most.
He's my dog. Wouldn't you guys?
Yeah, but it's just
but
you.
You take it to another level.
You do. You're like, I never want a dog again. I'm never leaving my room again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quitting my job. I'm quitting life.
I don't know why y'all gotta bust me out. He was my first dog. Of course I was
Technically,
gonna like...
he wasn't.
Technically,
no, not
Chico.
Kame. I'm saying when that happened, when I like didn't go to school for like 2 weeks and stuff, that was with Chico. He was my first dog.
Yeah, I cannot believe Mom let you stay home for 2 weeks.
I can't believe she did that either.
She tried sending me after a few days and they called her to pick me up because I started crying in class.
Do you see what we mean?
Yeah, and I had to come back. And then after Chase, the second dog, that's when I was like, I'm never getting another dog again. I'm never experiencing this again. And Mom and Dad forced me to go get another dog. I didn't want another dog. I was like, I'm good. I'm not going through that pain again.
Yeah.
And then they forced me.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to go through that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so emotional. I guess emotional pain. Yeah.
You don't sound very confident.
I wouldn't get rid of either because I just feel like it sucks. And I do like the idea of not having to go through that, like emotional pain. But I also think it just like, that's
you have to pick
life. One. I know.
Yeah, she picked
emotional pain.
Okay.
I'm saying like if I had the choice right now, I probably wouldn't take it. But like since we're having to choose, emotional pain. That hurts me more. For sure.
We know.
Yeah, than the three of us.
Yeah.
Don't even go there. Maybe the physical shit. You're tougher than me. You're not tougher than me emotionally. No. You and Oliver are like.
But those are kids. Like you can't compare the kids to dogs.
No. I'm just saying overall.
Oh,
you are not emotionally tough. No. I'm emotionally
and that's why
tougher than you.
I said emotionally. Yeah. I would get rid of that.
Like
yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? Oliver
they break down.
Oliver's bad
Dude.
too. Yeah.
Madeline, when that poor baby was in the hospital when she was little, when she had that like respiratory thing.
Oxygen thing?
Yeah, the oxygen thing. They took turns calling, like she called me to break down and then did he call his mom to break, like I walked in and they were just a mess. Yeah. And same thing with Kaylee when she broke her arm back in December?
Yeah.
Again, November. I walked into the room and you would have thought she passed away with the way they were like, I just walked in, they were both just like, heads just like so low, and I'm like, y'all, like no, like come on. And I remember the doctor came in and told us that she was gonna have to have surgery, and Oliver wasn't there, so I told Mom, like, stay with Lise, I'm gonna go find him because I don't want him to hear it while Lise is in the room because he's already. And I walk and I find him and I'm like, get your shit together, take a deep breath before I tell you this. And he's like, what? I was like, because I don't want you breaking down in front of Lise. And then I was like, she's gonna have to have surgery. And immediately he's like, oh. And I was like, no, do not. I was like, fucking toughen up. I was like, you're gonna walk in there, you're gonna be fine. He's like, okay.
He's like, okay. He's like, I got this.
But those two are just hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. If I have to choose, definitely emotional pain, because I think we struggle with that more than you do. I feel like ever since for a few years now, you like are getting kind of bad with it too. But before you were like, you and Dad were like the tough ones emotionally in the family.
Yeah.
So where you guys, like, anything could happen, you two were like the strong ones. You guys were like the solid ones that were like, nah, you're good. Like, you're good. Get up. Like, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're getting a little soft.
Well, I don't know about soft. Maybe softer.
You're getting kind of soft. Lisa, should I get kind of soft?
You're getting soft, yeah.
You're getting soft, girlfriend.
A little too soft, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
A little too soft.
We gotta toughen you back up.
Girl.
But yeah, so emotional pain.
Emotional. Mm-hmm.
So everyone, emotional pain. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I kind of want to get rid of both, but whatever. I either don't want to get rid of either or want to get rid of both.
Well, you can't.
I know. Well, I can't. This is our world.
It is.
Oh my God.
This is our made up world.
Our rules.
Well, right now, if you sprain your ankle, you'll feel it.
Yeah, dude, that shit hurt so bad
this
last time. All right, so our topic for today is going to be nature versus nurture. This is something that's really highly debatable all across like different psychologists, like just everything, philosophers. So we'll break it down we'll break down what they are first. So nature means that your parents and like your environment and everything had little to no impact on why you are the way you are, on like your personality, like the way you act, like everything. You were already gonna be exactly the way you are right now from the day you were born. It doesn't matter, anything else like doesn't factor in. Nature is the complete opposite. It means you're kind of born kind of like a blank page, a blank slate, and then everything from your parents, from your siblings, from like all of your environment growing up, all of that is why you are the way you are and why you act the way you are, why you do what you do, all of that. So it's something that people always go back and forth on which one you think is the correct, like which one you think is true, and then do you think maybe it's neither, or maybe it's a mix of both, or like what do you think off the bat?
Nature. I think it's a mix of both.
You think it's a mix of both? What if you had to choose? Which one do you think is stronger?
I think nurture.
Nurture, so the way you were raised.
Yeah.
You?
Nurture.
Why?
Because like it all stems from like, I mean, obviously I'm just speaking of myself. Like, I think everything that happened is what made me who I am. Mm-hmm. It wasn't because I was born, and it's not like I'm exactly like my parents. Like,
but we all three of us do have a lot of things that are from mom and dad. Yeah. Do you think do you think those things are like that because we saw that? Yeah. Or do you think it's because we were each born with different things, different mixture. Qualities and personality traits from our parents?
I think it's because we saw that.
You think it's because we saw that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's use us three as an example. So me, you, and Nancy, we were all raised by the same parents in the same household. So then why are we so different?
Yeah, but we were also raised differently.
How were we raised differently?
Like, I'm the oldest, so my parenting wasn't the same as hers.
It's true. I agree. It's true. And that's kind of what I wanted, because I think a lot of times the argument for nature versus nurture is that, like, okay, take three siblings like us who were born and raised in the same household, but they're different. So then they're like, no, well, then it's more like nature because they were born different and it didn't really take into effect. But I don't think you can do that. One, because we have an age difference. Two, like it matters if you're a girl or a boy. Like Nancy, you grew up with two little sisters. I grew up with an older sister and a little sister. Lise grew up with two older sisters. Those are three completely different experiences. Yeah. Even though we were raised by the same parents who kind of like, there were differences, definitely. Like you were the child. You were the spoiled child, and I was forgotten. Like that's like the three of us have three.
That's
different...
like the title the middle children always say. Yeah. Like that's their term, the forgotten child.
Yeah, that's why we're the perfect one, because we had to be, because nobody gave a shit about us.
Okay.
We catered to you guys because you guys were the important ones. So that's middle child for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we each have different experiences, and then mom and dad, it's different, because with you were their first child. With me, I was
they loved me more.
Was their second child.
Yeah, they loved you a little bit.
The forgotten child, yeah.
I mean, until now, and now they remember who the fuck I am. Cause,
do they?
Oh yes, I'm the favorite now.
Girl, bye.
I was forgotten growing up. Anyways, so it's like, how do you figure it out then? Because with us three, like all three of us, we have completely different experiences because, like I said, we are different ages, different whatever. So it's like, how would you be able to tell if it's nature versus nurture?
I think because for the most part, we each have like our own similar qualities from mom and dad. Like, we all have certain characteristics that are from mom and dad, or even just, like, from the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And but then we each are, like, completely different, though, in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think it's just one category.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture of both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so, too. But you two both think nurture is stronger?
Stronger,
Yes.
for sure. Easily.
The way that you were raised plays
I
more.
have the perfect example as for Kaylee. Kaylee was born and she didn't want anybody to hug her. She didn't want nobody.
Just like her mom.
Right.
Yeah, right. I hate that too.
Yeah.
But then she saw that with Katie, and then I was showing her to be affectionate. And what does she do every time she sees somebody she knows now?
Yeah.
She runs and like gives them a hug, and now she's like all
Even
affectionate.
though that wasn't like
that
her.
wasn't her personality.
Right.
No, that wasn't her will.
Right.
When she was she would cry every time you would pick her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she loves it.
That's true. So
And I feel
you
like-
changed that.
And I feel like
changed that.
Adam's like that.
Yeah.
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 He's like, he doesn't want anybody to
No.
do.
Dude, Adam,
no.
Adam, his thing is you have to earn his love. Adam doesn't give free love.
Yeah,
Like,
But he's not a hugger.
No,
No.
Yeah.
he's not.
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, who you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very independent.
Yeah.
Very. Even though he's only 2, it's
Yeah.
wild.
He wants to do everything himself.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I have a theory. I don't know if like this is if this has been already done, but I think a good way to test it, what do you guys think about this, would be to take 2 twins that are the same gender. So, for example, 2 twin girls that are raised obviously by the same parents or whatever. Do you guys think that would be a good way to figure out if it's more nature versus nurture? Because they're the same age, same like everything, and they were both raised at the same time. So are they completely different? Are they like pretty much the same person?
No,
Do you
they're
think
different.
They're different.
But you don't know that.
You
We
do
do
know
know
that
that.
because look at
do
Katie
you
and
know that?
Madeline. They're not twins, but
No,
they're
but
very
I mean
close.
twins.
No, my
Because-
coworker has twins, and even she says it that they're completely
They're
different.
completely different.
Oh,
yeah.
are they?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're one.
Right. So then that would be more of an argument for nature. Because they were born that like they are just 2 completely different
Right.
people.
So
if it
what
was
we're
nurture, they
saying-
would be
Well,
more the
it's
same.
like a mixture, but nurture is more. It has more power.
Yeah.
But nature is there too. Like you're gonna have your own personality. We each,
Yeah.
all 3 of us, have our own personality, but we are all raised the same, so we do have same qualities.
They're
Right.
same qualities, but yeah, like if you compare my childhood, even though we have different parents, my childhood is different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
You mean same parents?
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. And then your childhood is way different than mine.
I don't know, but I had a great childhood.
Are you sure your child self felt that way? Because I feel like when we were growing
Yeah.
up, you could have sworn up and down that you had like the
Yeah.
That
worst
wasn't
life
like high
ever.
school because I had like 3 moms.
You have 3 moms.
Yeah,
What the
you
fuck
two
are
and
you
mom.
talking about?
My God.
Was I mommy?
Yes, you were. Yes, you
I
were.
don't remember that.
Yeah, you
Well,
were.
that's exactly what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what
like-
what I was saying. Like you grew up with 2 older sisters.
Yeah.
So like I can't even imagine
Yeah.
what that's like.
Right.
And Nancy grew up with 2 little sisters.
Yeah.
I grew up with 1 and 1, which is also something that you wouldn't know.
Right.
Or you would like we each have
Yeah.
like
Way
very
different child.
different like perspectives and experiences on what it was like for us growing up.
Yeah.
even though we grew up in the same household.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
And
what
even-
about your like? Okay, so what are some things that you guys think is nature? Like, it doesn't matter,
your personality.
Yeah.
but like everything about your
Not everything,
personality.
but for like your strong personality. If that makes sense.
No,
I
like,
guess.
like for-
quality
like,
examples.
yeah, I
like,
think
give
like-
us examples
Like,
with us 3.
Yeah, like for example, you 2 are more emotional. Where'd
Yeah.
you get that from?
Mom.
Right. I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm not that emotional, but where did I get that from?
You got that from
Dad.
dad.
Yeah, I'm
You're tougher.
right. I'm
And
tougher,
you
I
have
got
to be like on your feet all day.
Yeah.
And you got that from dad, and
Yeah.
I'm not like that.
yeah.
And you're not like
No,
that.
I'm not like
No.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like in between,
Yeah.
but not.
You
Yeah.
guys
and
got
you're
that
like from mom.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like some of your traits, are just you get that it's genetics.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just nature.
That's
Yeah.
just
Because
nature.
you can, they can raise
Yeah.
us a certain way, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like once you grow up and you're like, "Damn, I kind of want to change this."
Well, you
you
can.
can make that
Right.
work on yourself, but initially, Like, yeah, you're born with some characteristics that your parents have.
Like, you're very social, just like mom.
Yeah.
I'm not. You're like in between. It's a hit or miss, and I'm not social.
Yeah. So so let's go by some qualities, and then we'll kind of debate on whether we think that's nature or nurture.
Okay.
So how social you are. You think that's nature. You think I was just born like that and there was nothing that mom and dad could have done to change that.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing with you. Like the fact that you're a little more reserved. The fact that you're like kind of in between.
We see that even with our kids. Like Kaylee's more reserved.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to make friends. Whereas.
But she's also not, she also like has a very much so, it doesn't matter where she walks into or whatever. She doesn't really give a shit. She doesn't change. Whereas Madeline, she likes people more and likes to interact more, but she's also way more shy than Kaylee is.
That's true.
Kaylee will walk in anywhere acting like it's her house.
It's her house,
and like will grab anything or whatever.
And Madeline will like second guess it because she's more shy. Yeah,
that's true. But that's what I'm saying. I think it's from the parents.
Yeah.
You think that's just nature?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, she's more reserved. Yeah. She's always been. And
do you think? Okay, like for example, for Lise. Do you think there's something that mom and dad could have done differently to have made her more social?
Yes.
I think they could have worked on it, but that's what I'm saying.
But you're saying she would have never like been, for example, as social as me because that's something you're just born with. Yeah.
I think if they would have like maybe exposed me more and like made me have conversations with more people, I think I would have been a little more social.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Because the only people I remember growing up with was Isan Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And
our
like
cousins.
Those are pretty much the only ones I would talk to because I don't even talk to our cousins like that. Like even growing up, you know.
No, you didn't.
Right. The only ones I would talk to was Isan Jr. So I feel like if they would have pushed me a little more to talk to like everyone, I would have probably been a little more social.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I feel like you could put the work in to like kind of tweak them a little bit, but I think their initial how they are is like. Not fully, but like you get some qualities from your parents for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take Lisa's example with Kaylee. How you said that when she was little and like slowly growing, she wasn't really social. She didn't really like to be hugged or like be held like that, right? Mm-hmm. So then you started kind of working on her, and now she'll come up to us when we walk in, and she'll kind of run up to you and want you to pick her up and hug her or whatever. Yeah. Do you think that's something that you're able to change to where it's going to be long term? Like, do you think Kaylee's now going to be loving and like affectionate and want like hugs and stuff? Or do you think she's just like accepting of it, but like deep down she's still going to probably be not as affectionate and loving as Madeline? Like,
she's not going to be as affectionate and loving to everybody. But she is like that towards the family that she knows. Mm-hmm. Because like to me or even Oliver will be on the couch and she'll just come up to us that she wants a hug and like to lay on our lap. Okay. Like that's just how she is with us now. Yeah. I don't know if like with strangers she'll ever be like that because she doesn't like strangers.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think that she doesn't like it. Kaylee just doesn't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
She cares about the people she knows that are in her life. Everyone else is
like
everyone else is kind of like irrelevant to her.
Yeah.
Like she's like I don't.
And Madeline
she's like I don't know you and I don't need to know you.
Everybody.
Yeah. Madeline's who's that person? Because I haven't seen them before. Yeah. Are they gonna love me too?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So now that's sounding a little more like nature, though.
Not really.
I mean,
because I nurtured her that way.
Yeah, to get her to that certain point, but that's still not naturally who she is.
No.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's a mixture of both. Yeah. You can't just pick one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you think they both have an equal.
I don't know if it's equal, but
I think nurture has a higher power, but at the end of the day, your nature is still gonna come in
and like affect you
in
different ways. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like kind of like if someone grows up, like you grow up with like an alcoholic or drug addict parents.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, that's what you're gonna be.
That's true.
Well, there's some of those things where it's like they say it is genetic, right? Where like if your parents are like, is that?
But
genetic?
that's not just genetic though, because it's like monkey sees, like, monkey do.
Yeah, it's like your environment.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying some of those are chemical too, where it's like it is genetics. Where like if your parents have that, you're more prone to it. Kind of like type 2 diabetes. Like if your parents have it, you're more.
When it comes to drugs and alcohol, I don't know if it's genetics.
Okay, you think that's nurture?
I think
it's part of your environment.
Yeah.
Like,
which would be nurture.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of like you grew up there, so it's kind of all you know.
Right.
But it also depends on your nature, because some people fight that and they're like, that's not what I want to be. And then they go through their whole life being sober. So, but that was in their nature, because they're like, no, I'm not going to do this. Not going to be that way.
Right.
Whereas like the other person could be like, shit, like, well, I'm going to be an alcoholic. Like, just like, it's not a choice that they made, but
that's where like the nature would come in. Right. Because like, for example, Dad, right? Like he grew up in a bad environment, but look at him now. Like he's amazing. Yeah. I think that's where like that nature.
And he didn't learn
any of that. He didn't
learn the amazing side from anyone. He did it in spite of like what he saw.
Yeah.
But it is nature too, because he was exposed to that. Correct. Which is when his nature kicked in on like, okay, am I going to be the type of person that like falls into it and follows that and does the same thing? Or am I going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm going to do something like completely different because of it.
Yeah.
Which is nature.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. I think
I agree with you. Yeah. I'm completely I think they're both.
I don't think you can just pick one side.
I don't either. Yeah. I think it's more nurture, but nature does play a big role in it too. But I think nurture takes like the top tier.
Nurture. I think it's more nature. I think nurture is it's so important too, and I don't think it's one or the other. But I think if I had to say like, okay, one's like a little more, in my opinion, I think it's nature.
You think it's nature?
I think there's certain things where like you're just born that way. Like you're born like that because of your parents, because of like you have those qualities where I think even if like let's say you were adopted. Let's say like me, if I was adopted and I wasn't raised by mom and dad, I didn't see the qualities that they have. I think there's still qualities where like if I was with another family, they would raise me and be like, I don't know where she got that from. It's not from... Like, I think there's still things that even if I was raised in a completely different household, if you traced it back and, like, met my parents or whatever, you'd be like, oh, so that's where she gets this. Or that's where...
Well, I'm
sure like, there has to be so many...
But once you're in that other environment, you start picking up those habits.
No, you do. True. But I'm just saying I do think that there are some that are nature that are so strong that like that's just you, and you were born like that because of your parents, and you got those personality traits because of them. So you could be raised something where like maybe you don't see that completely like at all. Yeah. But you are, and you're like, well, why did I get that? Or why am I this way if my parents aren't like this? If I'm not seeing this or whatever. It's like, well, that's because you got that from your parent. Like that's from you were born. Yeah. Like already gonna like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I just don't think you can pick a side.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
Which is why like people always like gone back and forth on it, because there's people that truly do believe it's all nature, and there's people that truly believe it's all nurture.
I think it's a mixture of both, but me personally, I think the nurture has more of
like your environment and how you grow up.
Right.
I think so too.
But that's me personally.
Yeah. You think it's you also think it's like a little more nurture?
Yeah. Okay. Of course I don't. Yeah, nature's always going to be there.
Yeah, and it does play like a big role. Yeah, it does. For sure. But I personally think nurture takes the higher one. I think there's
it's
more.
The basis of who you're going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Nurture.
Yeah.
Nurture.
Yeah.
I think it's nature.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying like that's interesting that like people like you see completely different sides to it. Like I think we all agree that it's a mix for sure. But you guys think it's a little more nurture, and I think it's a little more nature. I think depending on who your parents are and like the qualities that they have, I think there's certain things where like the parents can mold you and like change you a little bit, but then I think there's other aspects where like I would think that you can do whatever you want to that child. That child's gonna be like with certain characteristics, not overall. I think overall the nurture plays a bigger part in like your morals, like what your beliefs are, like are you a good person, like stuff like that. Like I think it's more your nurture, like be with your parents, like they're the ones that instill those beliefs in you.
Yeah,
like,
but it also is based on your personality.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, let's talk about that. So there's personality traits which are like am I social? Do I have a bad temper? Like stuff like that. Stuff that are catered to me. And then there's my like moral compass, my beliefs, my like what guides me. So like religion, am I spiritual? Am I like, do I believe in like helping people? Do I like all of that? Those are two. What do we think about those? Like personality traits versus your moral being, like your what you stand for, like what you think is right, what you think is wrong, like all of that. Like which one do you think is more nature and which one do you think is more nurture?
Wait, what? Personality is more nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your moral compass is nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I was trying to say. Because I think that's what I think. I think I have to separate them. I think how you're raised and who you are and like what you believe are and what you believe in and all of that. I think that's more nurture. I think that's where you learn from your parents, your siblings, maybe.
Well, that's why
everything.
That's what I'm saying. They tie together.
Yeah.
They do. I'm just saying like I think overall your personality traits is a little more nurture. I mean, a little more nature.
Yeah.
And I think your beliefs as a person and what you stand for are a little more nurture. Yeah. I think for me.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel the same way?
Personality is more nature.
Yeah.
And then it can have a little bit of nurture.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's all nature. And then your moral compass, I feel like your moral compass, your beliefs and everything, I think that's pure nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we got it. I think we solved it.
Yeah.
Why don't we solve it?
We solved the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
We're ready to be scientists.
I swear to God. No philosophers.
No, sorry.
Philosophers.
Yeah. Let's write a book.
I'm down.
We figured it out. Nature versus nurture. The final answer. We got it. We got it down. I think that's like a good explanation though of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. So your personality traits and kind of like your skills, like stuff like that. It's a little more nature.
Yeah.
And then your beliefs and all of that, like whether or not you're a good person, whether or not you believe good in others and all of that stuff. Your moral compass, a little more nurture.
Yeah.
Still both, but just there's certain aspects where one I think is stronger.
It's a little stronger.
Yeah, than the other one. Okay, cool. Well, as you guys know, we end every episode with an inspirational quote or story. And again, we're going to be hearing from Lise.
Ready?
Yes.
Let me find my picture.
I'm ready to take it all in.
Okay. It's kind of like a little paragraph like yours. It's
wow,
like a sentence.
And they were trying to shade me last week. Okay.
Wouldn't it be powerful?
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, talk slow because remember she can't
understand.
my
God. If y'all throw one more shot at me in this episode.
Okay. Wouldn't it be powerful if you fell in love with yourself so deeply that you would do just about anything if you knew what would make you happy? This is precisely how much life loves you and wants you to nurture yourself. The deeper you love yourself, the more the universe will affirm your worth. Then you can enjoy a lifelong love affair that brings you the richest fulfillment from the inside out.
You're struggling there? You want me to help you?
She pulled how are you going to help her?
My fucking reading lesson was flawless. The fuck are you talking about? Me and Nancy are gonna have words after this episode. I swear to God. I don't know why she keeps coming at me. The best reader from the fucking three of us. Okay.
Girl, you wish.
I love that. How about you talk about the quote? What did you think? What were your thoughts?
What were your thoughts? I want to hear you.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
I want to hear what you have to say.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I love myself.
Well, I don't think you should. That's my There's a lot of things that you could change.
Well, I don't want to. I think I'm perfect.
I don't want to make you read it again. She kept interrupting me. Like, she took away from my experience.
Who?
You.
Well, you have ADHD.
I was trying to get into it.
All right, let's hear it one more time.
Let me see if I can read it now, guys.
I thought it was a cute one.
Ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be powerful if you fell in love with yourself so deeply that you would do just about anything if you knew it would make you happy? This is precisely how much life loves you and wants you to nurture yourself. The deeper you love yourself, the more universe will affirm your worth. Then you can enjoy a lifelong love affair that brings you the richest fulfillment from inside out.
I like that. Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I really like that.
It's kind of like the manifestation, where like you manifest something and it happens. It's like this one. If you love yourself, you're going to love every day. You're going to love everything. And then it just kind of like
nurture
yourself. And if you love yourself, I think you truly do believe that the universe is doing everything in your favor.
Yeah.
And I think it's easier to be like, well, I love myself. So if I love myself, the universe is going to reward me for that. And if I'm doing the work for myself, it's going to help me out and it's going to give me a hand. But because I'm initiating it, I'm starting that off. And then I'm hoping that the universe will like do its part on helping me reach like whatever my goals are, whatever I'm trying to do. But it starts with you first, like loving yourself.
And that's how much everything in life starts. It starts with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I like that.
That goes with like everything, relationships, like work, everything. Yeah. It's like start with you.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, it's like that say you can't be in a relationship if you don't love yourself. You got to love yourself first. So.
It's like, well, if you don't love yourself, how do you expect to love someone else? Or how do you, and how do you expect someone else to love you?
Right.
If you don't even love yourself.
If you don't know your worth.
Yeah. So like it all starts with that. That was a really cute one.
Thanks.
I like that. Okay, well, I think that is all we have for this week's episode. If you liked it, like, subscribe. Also, if you want to follow us on any of our social medias, everything is at Lemme Call My Sis all together. And then until then, we will see you next week.
Bye.